Okay, let's see. So today I'm looking at California's supply trend, which is basically what kind of power generation was um, outputted to create electricity for the state. On the left side, we see on this, I guess, y-axis, we see megawatts, and then we just see the hour of the day below on the x-axis. And green is renewables, orange is natural gas, blue hydro, imports. I'm not sure what that is. I guess we're importing some kind of energy. Battery power, and then nuclear power, coal, and other. So these different colors represent the different types of energy. So I just wanted to go over this because I think it's kind of sad, but there's a little bit of hope when I look at this. It is just for one day, and today it wasn't that sunny down here all day. It wasn't like cloudy, but we had a little cloud monsoon stuff come through. So maybe today isn't the best day to look at this, but that's just Southern California. Let's see. So the first thing is, in orange we have natural gas, and we can see it really is the dominant source of energy. It's providing the most power throughout the day, throughout the whole day. I mean, at the lowest point, it's still giving 11,000 megawatts. Renewables deliver a good chunk, as you can see. At their peak, they deliver about 13,000. But you see, that's what's kind of sad is natural gas is basically always putting out 11,000 megawatts of power. And at the peak, we get about 13,000 from renewables in California. So even though renewables are helping a lot, a good amount of energy is coming from renewables, by far there's just a ton of natural gas being burned, which is a fossil fuel. It's creating carbon dioxide. So one thing to think about is if we're going to go all EVs, right, electric vehicles, I've heard that we're going to need to triple overall electricity production. I'm not sure if that number might even be conservative, which means the current amount of renewables in place, that orange line is going to jump way up, right? So more EVs mean we're going to be burning more fossil fuels, assuming that we don't get any better at renewables. Now, the plan probably is to ramp up renewables more, but we can see that our battery output's really low. So for renewables to solve all the problems and not use fossil fuels, I'm assuming this battery line is going to have to be way up there to account for the times when it's not sunny or it's not windy. So here's one of the bummers, in my opinion. It's been 10 years since we started this renewables push, more or less, and renewables, they're not winning yet. So only today, for a short moment, did renewables basically outsupply natural gas, just for like a few minutes, I think. So basically, we not only do we want to swap orange with green here, we don't even want orange on this graph. That's really the challenge, right? And we're nowhere near that yet. So, I mean, you can see the orange is providing most of the power throughout the day. So we're just not, I don't know. Maybe I need to look at a few more days of data, but I'm pretty sure this is kind of how it looks most days. It doesn't look like it's trending that great, in my opinion. I would have hoped by now that basically these would have been swapped by now, where renewables are delivering more. And then I've heard an interesting podcast recently, which I'll link to in this video, where Australia is kind of in the same boat. They're really pushing the renewables hard, but they still use a lot of natural gas, and they export a lot of coal still. And one problem is the more renewables they put online, it's not really solving that problem of intermittency. And it feels like they kind of hit like a plateau. So what are the solutions? So obviously, if we look at nuclear down here, it delivers the same amount of power all day long, so it's really consistent. I think my assumption is we only have one nuclear power plant operating in California right now. I need to check on that. 2,000 megawatts. That sounds about, maybe there's two running. So an easy solution, obviously, is build more nuclear power plants. There's new nuclear technology out there that's a lot safer than the original generation nuclear power plants. I talk about that in other videos. So let's say we could probably, if you put 10 nuclear power plants up in California in the next 10 years, it would help out a lot. You pretty much could push the orange graph down. Might need more than that though. One thing that's interesting about the battery technology, so batteries kind of stink because right now they use lithium ion and we got to mine lithium, and it's not the prettiest thing to do in terms of, like, sustainability and things like that. There are new iron air batteries which look pretty awesome. I think they might be cheaper to build, and they are a little more robust and they last longer and they don't require lithium. So maybe if we did a lot of iron air battery banks, we could at least store a lot of renewable power if we ever make excess power. That's not really going to... So that would only help things if we put more renewables online. Another problem with a lot of renewables is there's more power lines and more transmission lines from all over the place, which can increase wildfires. So that's one thing that's not that great about renewables. Anyway, another solution could be tidal energy generation. There's a lot of stuff coming out of Scotland dealing with that tech, but it's all in very early stages. I'm not really sure how much power you can get out of it. I just drove down the coast the other day, and there's just waves bashing the side of California for hundreds of miles, and it's like, wow, if you could get that energy, that would be pretty cool, because you could probably power a lot of homes with that energy. But I'll try to leave some links to some Scottish tech startups that are doing things with tidal and current energy generation. Another thing you could do is you could use solar and nuclear to make synthetic gas to replace natural gas. So one benefit is that it would be a carbon neutral fuel to provide stable power, not intermittent. So I guess when we're making too much power, it would make sense to make synthetic gas. And then we can use it to fuel our power plants. But it sounds like the amount of fuel created every day wouldn't be enough to supply for all the natural gas burning plants that are in operation. So to me, it looks like we're going to need nuclear power plants to do this, or lots of geothermal plants, which would be a very big undertaking to build all those. Maybe both. So I just wanted to kind of show, like, kind of the state of energy today, at like literally 8/11, August 11th. Just kind of show you how it's not looking super promising. Yeah, I just hope for the best, and if some way renewables can, just get us there 100% carbon free, that would be amazing. I just don't see how it's going to happen easily. So anyway, leave some comments. Thanks for watching.